Ripple, XRP, and JPM coin, part of the great financial reset? We're going to break that down in today's video. We're going to go deep into a World Economic Forum document and take a look at the logic, facts, figures, numbers, logic, and work to understand the wave of energy and the transformation in this financial system. My name is Coach JV. What I work to do is make very complex macro and microeconomic strategies very simple so the normal everyday person can implement them. So we're going to dive right into this. So what I'm going to share with you guys is some facts, figures, numbers, logic. The World Economic Forum has said by 2030, you're going to own nothing and be happy. Now we're going to dive into this document. I just want to show you guys this, and we'll do this together. This is right here on the World Economic Forum website on April 2024. So it's an insights report modernizing the financial markets with wholesale central bank digital currencies. The first thing that I want to say is I know everybody, we all have our opinion on what's going to happen, and I have mine. What I think is problem, reaction, solution. First, they resist it, then they sue it, then they regulate it, then they join it. There's a huge transformation in your financial system. This is my logical circuit. There's a huge transformation in your financial system. America is buried in debt right now. They have to borrow to pay for critical services. Our gross domestic product is less than our debt, or more. Our debt is more than our gross domestic product. We're at 34 trillion in debt. This is completely unsustainable. Inflation is at an all-time high. They're trying to cool inflation. They need to lower interest rates to get the economy back going, but they can't because inflation's not coming down, and the middle class needs to make about $150,000 a year. It's so clear that we're heading towards a brand new monetary system. Okay. We went from cryptocurrencies, a pet rock used for money laundering in 2017, to BlackRock, the largest asset manager in the world, where Larry Fink, as part of the board of trustees for the World Economic Forum, went to Bitcoin as a flight to quality. Okay. So this is right there on their website. You can read through these documents. I read through the 83-page document. It says modernizing financial markets with wholesale central bank digital currencies. And as we go through this, we're going to break down how JPM coin is in here as an example. And then we're going to see one of the contributors. Now, I'm not saying, like, I love what David Schwartz said at the XRP Las Vegas. He's like, it's foolish to be tribal and think that XRP is going to take over the whole system. There's XRP, there's XLM, there's JPM coin, there's many different payment tokens that are going to be part of the new infrastructure and part of the new ecosystem. The public and private sector have to come together to create this new monetary system. Okay. So this is on page 9. It talks about fiat-backed stable coins. Okay. We know that Brad Garlinghouse put out there. And he was just saying, hey, a narrative is that the SEC is going to be going after Tether. The government is going to be going after Tether, or they seem to be going after Tether, right? So that could be the next black swan. At the same time that Ripple is bringing in their own stablecoin, okay? So we have the category of fiat-backed stablecoin, a form of privately issued money representing a fiat currency values commonly found on blockchain distributed ledgers. You have reserve-backed digital currencies, a privately issued payment instrument backed one-to-one by central bank reserves, and a bankruptcy remote digital currency secured from other creditors in case of operator and participant defaults. Okay. Then you have real-time RTGS, real-time gross settlement systems, the predominant central bank supervised or operated settlement system type that achieves settlement in CEBN in real-time transactions by transaction. And then you have wholesale CBDC. There are multiple definitions of wholesale CBDCs, but for this report, a CBDC is defined as a tokenized central bank digital currency designed for interbank payments and security transactions between commercial banks, financial institutions, and possible certain global corporations. What I believe is happening in the next 10 years, America is going to lose its global dominance. You're going to have a bag of currencies, and there's going to be an even playing field. That's just my opinion. This is page 74. This kind of gives you the breakdown of a simplified diagram of a multi-token and multi-system future. You have the central bank. Remember, you have the RTGS system. That is let's go back and define what an RTGS system is. Okay, it's a predominant central bank supervised or operating settlement system type. Okay, so if we go back here, this is the communicator, right? So you got the central bank, wholesale layer, RTGS system, and then RBDC operator. I think that would that be regional bank? Do they explain what RB? Oh, here we go. Yep. So RB is reserve-backed digital currencies. Okay. So you have the RTGS, which is the would that be the settlement? Yeah, the settlement mechanism. You have the reserve-backed digital currencies, and then you have the central bank digital currencies. You have Bank A, Bank B, and they're all communicating with each other. You have the corporate wallet, and then you have the individual wallets, which would be the retail people, right? The people using the banks. So you have the settlement system that is going to be an even playing field, in my opinion. Okay. So that's what it may look like in the future. It says the foundation for digital payment future. This report finds that the digitization of certain assets and cash is growing, driven by efficiency sought by institutions and their customers. The development of tokenized monies like DTS and FBS may realize value by delivering speed of convenience for users. Okay. So we'll move forward just a little bit here. So this is on page 68 of the document. This is examples. So this is deposit token deployment models. So it shows single bank ledger, shared ledger, universal ledger, gives a description, interbank value transfer, interbank settlement and clearing, connected regional and clearing networks, clearing global connectivity, primary user, bank clients, commercial banks and corporates, global with possible restrictions imposed by the issuer. Example, they have JPM coin system, Patriar, my dyslexia, Patriar, JPM SGD deposit token. So no wonder Jamie Dimon is against Bitcoin and says it's a pet rock used for money laundering. But he says blockchain technology is here to stay, right? Because JPM coin is going to be part of this ecosystem. Now, this is just an example. They're using example in the World Economic Forum document, okay? So if we dive a little bit further, we know that JPM Coins announced a settlement mechanism for Broad Bridge DLR platform. So collaboration representing another step in digitization of the repo markets, guys. Everything is getting tokenized. Everything. Okay. The veil is being lifted. We're heading into a tokenized environment. Okay. Cryptocurrency market, JP Morgan, Wells Fargo report holdings in spot Bitcoin ETF. Remember, they went from, Jamie Dimon says it's used for, it's a pet rock. It's a nothing burger. It's crap. It's junk. But he said, I'm not going to tell my clients what they can invest in. That, to me, that's kind of, I don't know, it doesn't make sense. Like, if you think it's that bad, why would you allow your clients to invest in it? But like you said, it's a free country. It's a free country. But are you going to do what they say or watch what they do? Okay. And if we go a little bit further into this, if you go down to page 78, and now this isn't saying that Ripple is part of this or XRP is part of this, but these are the type of contributors they have in this. Vice President, Ripple X, Central Bank's engagement is James Walls. And so if we dive into here, who is James Walls? So he's a contributor for this document, just to be clear. So JPM coin is used in there as an example. James Walls is a contributor for this insights report in 2024. So they're tapping the biggest, largest. That's why, I'm a big investor in Ripple pre-IPO. That's why I'm a big investor in XRP. I believe it's going to be part of the new financial system. So this was a great interview done 1 year ago by Thinking Crypto. He's absolutely amazing. I love his channel. This is James Wallace. Let me just make sure I'm verifying this is the correct James Wallace. Yep. So James Wallace right there, you can see it. And this is James Wallace. So right here, if you get to minute 456, he talks about blockchain versus crypto, which is a great description and explanation. Just kind of clear things out a little bit. Okay.
Now, there's still a bit of, for some people, the juxtaposition of crypto and blockchain, but it's almost, for certain blockchains, you need a native token to kind of grease the wheels, so to speak. And I think some people, like I've seen Jamie Dimon say, oh, not crypto, but blockchain, right? Or the folks at Goldman Sachs. But you can't really separate them in, not 100% of the time. I think when you have privacy blockchains and closed wall garden blockchains, sure, you can probably do without a token. But what are your thoughts on that and how folks seem to have different opinions?
Yeah, I think it's, different people have different views. I mean, I think the fundamental technology can be used for a lot of things, but, crypto is sort of probably the ultimate use case, right? I mean, I think the value that you have in having a token that can be used to do things, to move value around in a much more efficient way than the old legacy systems, that's the game changer.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. That's when I first got introduced to XRP. I was like, why aren't the banks using this, right? Like Brad Garlinghouse said it the best. I'm paraphrasing, but he said you can move money faster by putting $100,000 in a briefcase and flying it to Malaysia than you could then send it through the Swift system. So it's a transition from old archaic banking system. Everybody's getting so caught up in this is going to happen or it's not going to happen. It has to happen. This change has to happen.
Right. So I think the the utility that we're starting to see with some of the chains, right? And as you know well, within Ripple's business, we use XRP as part of our solution as a method for transferring funds internationally cross-border. So yeah, I think there is a distinction. Blockchain to me is this sort of underlying technology. Crypto is sort of like killer use case to use that technology. And at least that's the way I see it.
Yeah, so blockchain is the rails, and then you got the train moving across the rails, which would be XRP, XLM, JPM coin. And I hope that helps just from a logical circuit. So as we look through this, right, my logical circuit says, okay, Jamie Dimon's part of the board. Sorry, not Jamie Dimon. Larry Fink is part of the board of trustees for the World Economic Forum. That the purpose of the board of trustees is to move the mission and purpose forward, right? So Jamie Dimon said that, and Larry Fink were against Bitcoin in 2017. Now in 2023, Larry Fink said it's a flight to quality, and they created the Bitcoin ETF. And now in 2024, JP Morgan, Jamie Dimon, his company, Wells Fargo, they all have access to the ETF, Bitcoin ETF. JPM coin has its own token, right? I just showed you that, which is an example inside the World Economic Forum document. James, let me get his name correct. I don't want to mess up his name here. James Wallace, right, is a contributor for this document. And I'm just saying, they go to the people in the that are changing the industry but what I think we can agree upon is there's a massive change coming. We're not going to stop the change, right? The banking system has to change, though. When I came from the banking system, it's an archaic banking system, guys. People would walk in and they would do a big wire. Maybe they're buying a home and you miss the deadline and it goes up and through the Federal Reserve, the Swift system, and it goes down. And if people miss closing, there's so much risk to have the Nostro and Vostro account. This just makes things super efficient. Do you think that with social media and the way Amazon works, and like, for example, I can order something from Amazon. There's Amazon centers right by my house. It's there within 3 hours. Money has to move at the speed of light. Supply chain has to move at the speed of light. 7 years ago, Trump said that before we know it, we are going to be on an even playing field in the monetary system. It's here, guys. Now, when I say it's here, this is like a 10-year transition. And so there's this very volatile time right now where people are getting into a speculative asset called crypto, and it's extremely speculative. And I've used the speculation to allow myself to make a large amount of profit. So I pull from the left side of the risk pyramid. So we're heading into the bull run on the back end of the year. If it follows the same pattern, right, it's going to go up. Crypto is going to go straight up, and I pull profits from the top and I pull it down. I insure my family and I insure my wealth. And I'm getting more into real estate to create a passive income, tax liabilities and depreciation, or appreciation and depreciation. And I'm going to invest in more companies, and I'm going to continue to create that cash flow. Very simple strategies. Now, how do I exit the markets properly? So I'm the co-founder and creator of Merlin, the smartest way to track your crypto. It is not an investment. It is an interface where you can see all your cryptos in one place. So you don't have to go to all these different places. You can see daily gains and losses. You can see a market snapshot. And most of all, you can set up an exit plan, which is very important. We can show you how to do that. We have a team of customer service that can walk you through it, videos, which helps you get alerts. So when you're getting close to your target, you can calmly exit the market so that you can profit and that you can learn to multiply and continue to grow that profit. So hope this information reaches you well. This stuff makes me calm. It makes me relax because I understand that everybody's fighting against this and that, and this is right, this is wrong, guys. The fact is, the switch is here. It's no longer pie in the sky conspiracy theories. The switch is here. Everything's going to be tokenized. Everything's going to run through a blockchain. Your real estate's going to be tokenized. Your marriage certificate's going to be tokenized. Everything you do. And so what I'm doing is I'm making the best decisions I can to invest in the innovative technologies that I think are going to change the future. Taking some risk at some, and some I feel very, very good about. But I also make sure that I pull profits when it's in profit, which is very important. So I hope this information reaches you well. I love you guys. I appreciate you. As we always say, warriors, rise, get your shit together. Let's go. Love you guys.